I hope it picks up the noise. How do you usually get around London?
Bus and train.
Bus and train.
Mainly.
Bus and train.
Walk if I can. But it's so big, it's bus and train.
Bus and train. So would you get the bus to the train station?
I would get a bus. I live in London, you have to get a bus to a train station.
Yeah.
Really. Otherwise, it's about a half an hour walk, otherwise.
Yeah, nice. Do you have like a go-to mode of transport?
I did prefer bus.
Interesting.
I did prefer bus. It was easier. It's less panicked. It's less busy.
Yeah.
Now it's the underground. It's so much faster and so much more efficient. It's more expensive, but it's just now living here. When I go visit, I don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
So I tend to use the underground.
Nice. Would you say that like when you were younger, did you feel like more safe going on like the buses and the trains? Like, was there anything that put you off the underground before?
No, it was... Well, when I was young, when I was little, I was scared of the busyness and the noise.
Yeah.
The buses are more dangerous.
What makes you think they're more dangerous?
The amount of times that I've been on buses, or my friends have been on buses, where there's antisocial behaviour, violence, even knife crime. Been on buses where stabbings have happened. I don't think you find that as much on trains. Yeah. I don't know why. You probably do. I think I got more buses when I was young. I probably in total I've got more buses than trains. Yeah. But I do feel safer on a train. Yeah. Yeah. I guess there's more people.
Yeah, true.
It's busier.
Yeah.
It's faster. You would think the opposite, 'cause it's more like claustrophobic, it's more cramped, locked in. But like, I feel like when there's an incident on a train, like, it's a bigger thing. For instance, recently with the stabbings, or 20 years ago with the bombings and stuff. Yeah. But I think you get more petty crime on buses. Yeah.
Interesting. How do you feel about travelling around in London, like in general? Like, what do you enjoy and like what can be frustrating?
I think London transport is incredible, and it is the most like efficient and intricate public transport in the whole entire world. Yeah. And I think it's absolutely incredible. I think it's really interesting. And it's super helpful. I think it's expensive, like especially doing long distance journeys across London especially when you're going from the underground to the overground. Yeah. And then back to the underground, because the overground's so expensive. I'll spend upwards of, like, I've spent 18, 19, 20 pounds just on one journey. Yeah. Or there and back, or you get charged in the evening, like you get charged in the morning. Yeah. For your travelling before, and I've had up to £25 of travelling in a day. Yeah. Just because of sort of jumping around. So I think it's expensive. I think the accessibility of it is actually really good. I think it's managed really well. Mm-hmm. It's more the national trains that are, especially down here to Cornwall, Great Western Railway, is temperamental. Yeah. I think the London Underground buses are a bit more, but that's just because there's so many. Yeah. And it's unpredictable because it's roads. But the Underground is, I think, super solid. Yeah. And they're very good at dealing with anything that sort of, any delays or repairs or people or anything. They're really diligent. Yeah. I've found in my experience. I know people have other views,
different, but would you say like the price is frustrating, or would you say it's worth it?
I think for me, because I don't go often, I think if I lived there, I feel like that's why I got buses. Yeah. Because when I was young, I think a lot of people my age, we used to jump trains, we used to push barriers because it was so expensive and we just couldn't afford it. Whereas a bus, you can either politely ask the driver, or it's £1.55 for an hour of bus travel. Mm-hmm. It's just cheaper. Now, not so much. Not so much. But every time I get that payment, or I think, oh my God, if I lived here, again, I'm spending that much money on travel, or people who have to do that every day for work commutes, and driving is basically becoming not a thing in London anymore. It's nowhere near as efficient, and it costs more money because of petrol prices. I can imagine it is a nightmare for sort of working people there full time.
Yeah. Interesting. When you hear TfL, what comes to mind? Is there anything specific?
Sorry?
When you hear TfL, what comes to mind? Like, what do you think of?
Trains.
Just trains? Anything else?
Trains, well, just trains and buses.
Yeah.
I feel like you would want me to say walking and cycling.
No,
but
really
because they also own walking and cycling.
Yeah.
TfL.
Yeah.
And sort of cycle lanes, and do they own Boris bikes?
No, so they it's a mixture of being like a government those are policies, and then also their actual like assets, so like their trains, their tubes, their buses, but because their role is to execute the London Mayor's travel strategy, what then has to happen is people like Uber, people like Lime Bikes, obviously is owned by Uber, Forest Bikes, all of that has to then go through TfL because they have to adhere to their policies. So they don't own them necessarily. So Boris Bikes, that was Boris Johnson with Barclays.
It's not there.
No, but they have ownership,
ownership
over what they do.
It's like they own walking, but they don't own the person.
Yeah, exactly.
I think with TfL, most is trains and buses, I think, mainly. I also like to think of the people who made it, or
so
keep
the history.
on top of it. Well, the history of it, also the people who manage it day to day. How does traffic lights and driving come into it?
Yeah.
Because that whole traffic light system, I remember talking before about the traffic light system and everything.
Yeah.
I think intricately the sort of math side of things, or the logistics and the technological side and the management and the organisation side of things is probably vast and just completely incomprehensible to anyone who hasn't been doing it their whole entire lives.
Yeah.
And I think those are probably more unsung heroes. I think when I think of TfL, I also think of unionship and striking and underpayment, and very famously they are striking all the time. And when they do strike, whether you're talking about it being inconsistent or temperamental, when similarly to when it snows heavily in London, when train strikes happen, and the city comes to a complete standstill.
Yeah.
So these people obviously do need to be paid more, especially if they are continuously increasing the price of public transport in London, the price of the salary and the wage of the people involved in it should increase as well.
Yeah.
Severely underpaid, unions, strikes.
Mm-hmm. So you think of like the people who work for TfL? Yeah,
especially sort of the people. Yeah, again, the unsung heroes. But a bus driver, almost like a train driver as well. You'll never look a train driver in the face, really.
Yeah,
like true. A bus driver, you'll always see them. You'll even have interactions with bus drivers, whether that's hostile or polite.
Yeah.
But a train driver, you'll never see. Really, you'll never wave or thank a train driver.
No.
Especially the stuff that they also go through daily.
Yeah.
You know, it's like over 300 people jump in front of trains a year in London. Those are the train drivers who see that.
Yeah.
And they're the people, imagine that's the people that they see.
Yeah.
You know, it's brutal. I think
it is brutal. It's not.
I can imagine it's a relentless industry.
Yeah.
Which people don't talk about because, it's just driving buses or driving trains, or it's got to be done. Someone has to do it. I can imagine it's relentless.
Yeah. Do you think that like the idea of community comes into TfL? Like, do you think of them as part of your community? And like when you're back home,
it's really funny because when you come to somewhere like Cornwall or towns, bus drivers are known people, train drivers are known people. They're part of the community. But I feel like talking about community in London, I think it's not just TfL, but I just think it's London in general. I don't think the word community is very suitable. Yeah. I reckon public transport in places where there is a general sense of community, there is community, whereas London there isn't that sense of it. So no one massively gets recognised, rather than I don't think it's exclusive to TfL, which probably makes it harder for them. In a city where everyone's invisible, being that invisible, but also working for the people and doing a commodity which is so helpful to people.
Do you think that sort of going off the bat of, you know, everyone's kind of invisible and it's like a very like solitude, like everyone's got their own roots and things like that. Do you think that people's journeys in London though become part of their identity?
What, people themselves taking their journeys become part of their identity?
Yeah. So do you feel like the way you travel around London is like part of your identity, like who you kind of are, like
that's really interesting. I reckon it probably will be subconsciously. You know, where you go, because the comfort of and safety of what you know, who you know, where you know. I reckon you're probably more inclined to go out or do things with people in familiar places. So potentially, I'm not sure if it's massively conscious. It's not like, oh, hi, my name's Jude, I love the 134.
Yeah.
And that's my favourite bus. Alright, pleasure. But I feel like subconsciously, it probably has an effect. I never thought about that.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, do you think, I guess it's going back to that, like, oh, hi, my name's Jude, the 134 is my favourite bus. Like, do you have anything that feels quite like, I guess sentimental in a way?
What? I think I'm like a sentimental relationship with public transport.
Yeah, so like...
I guess so. My local buses. Like, there are buses, I'll rave about buses.
Yeah.
Like, there are buses that I love. The N91, oh my god. 24/7 bus goes from, like, Trafalgar Square. I think even go... Trafalgar Square normally terminates at Crouch End, which is where I live. Yeah. But then the N91 goes all the way to Cockfosters. That's a mission. Like, especially at 2 a.m. That's a good bus. 134 is a great bus. The Victoria line is my line, you know. Yeah.
So you've got that feeling of like, that's my line.
When I went home just with Lou, I got on the Victoria line and I was like, we got on at Brixton. No, quite far out. Maybe it was just King's Cross. But as soon as I got onto that line and I knew I'd be getting off at Finsbury Park, I knew where I was, I went, oh my god, I'm home. Yeah. Like getting on that public transport system, like getting off at Paddington and getting on the Hammersmith and City, I went, oh my god, I'm home. Yeah. I'm back.
So
and it just clicking and not having to look at Google Maps or sitting back and just knowing it, even though I hadn't been there for almost a year. Yeah. You know, it just clicked and it's like, this is home. Yeah. This is cool.
Yeah, so it's given you that like sense of like a Londoner, like this is me, like in a way.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. I think going off like the identity thing, it's safe. It's a comfort. Yeah. You know, I wouldn't go when I was young. I would go out in Camden and basically exclusively Camden because I knew it so well. When I turned 18 and started to go clubbing, I would end up at Elephant and Castle until 3 a.m. at bloody Ministry and I had no idea where to go because it's
just unfamiliar.
It's unfamiliar. I don't know what the line wasn't running and I don't know what buses are around, so you end up getting a stupidly expensive cab that doesn't come for 45 minutes to a train station that you do know.
Yeah. So it is that sort of feeling of like, I know this area because this is how I travel around London. Yeah. So I'm going to have to get back to like my safe haven of the station that I know. Yeah. To then be able to get back home. Interesting. Would you say TfL communicates well with Londoners about like improvements and like initiatives that they're running? Like, are you aware of kind of what they're doing besides like, you know, getting you from one place to another?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't massively know how to answer that because I used public transport when I was young. Yeah. And then moved away as an adult. Yeah. Again, going back to like the person who lives there every day and works there every day would probably know the answer to that question. Yeah. I would assume not. Yeah. Is my general consensus. Yeah. But then I don't know how many people actually look into it or actually question it. Yeah. So I don't really know.
Yeah. Okay. How much of your travel within London, like, do you plan, and like how much of it is a bit more like spontaneous and kind of like, oh, I'll just see where I go?
If I know where I'm going, it's completely spontaneous. If I'm going somewhere, I don't know, I think the places that I've been to, excuse me, I know how to get there. I feel like if I go there once, I know how to get there.
Yeah.
Walking, I don't know. I'm not massively sure on walking. I remember walking around and having to Google Maps routes, but where I would want to go, I know how to get to South London, South East. West, I would have to look.
Yeah.
Or far out, I'd have to look. If I'm going to Richmond, if I'm going to Greenwich, I'd have to look. Well, Greenwich is just Northern Line, but if you go to Greenwich Town on the DLR, like there are loads of lines, like the Elizabeth line on the DLR.
Yeah.
There's so many lines now.
Yeah.
I went back. What on earth is the Lioness? What is going on?
They're the same lines. They've just renamed them. So it's like you've got the Windrush line, which is essentially just taking you from Clapham to East, is what it's doing.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, I'm so out of my depth.
Yeah, but it would just be before it was like the Islington. I would have
appreciated an email there.
It's just like it was what would have been like the Islington, not line.
Yeah.
But they've just renamed them.
Yeah.
So you felt like out of your depth, being like, whoa, what's going on?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But I didn't really question it. I was like, if the lines exist that I know, I'll just take those. And if there is a quicker, or if I miss a train, or if I don't know, or that if I have a feeling there might be an easier way than the weird convoluted route that I'm doing spontaneously from this bus to that train, I will use City Mapper.
Yeah.
And I will put it in. But I find what you know is better than what Google or City Mapper know. There are just the things that they don't take into account that we do.
Yeah.
I always found that when I was young, using my own knowledge of public transport was
kind
always
of creating,
more efficient.
Yeah, kind of creating your own routes.
Well, it's like what you were saying last night about getting into London from Cornwall is 120 quid, but if you know where to go and what tickets to get and what stations to go to make it cheaper, that's what they don't want, isn't it? Because they can't charge you as much. Yeah. It's exactly that, really.
Have you noticed TfL doing anything related to the environment or sustainability recently? Or are you aware of any sort of schemes that...
Yeah, they're doing the glass doors, aren't they? For safety.
Yeah.
Towards the environment, I'm not... loads of electric buses. Jesus Christ. So many electric buses. New buses. They look weird.
They do, they do look different.
They're ones that are really round, but then there are also ones that are really square. Like there's a new electric bus in London, which is like just a block. And there's loads of electric buses.
Yeah.
The carbon emissions, or direct carbon emissions from the vehicles themselves, seem to be less, because almost all of the buses that I saw are now electric.
Yeah.
Like there's so many. Double deckers, that is. I've not seen a single decker or one of the bendy ones in ages.
Yeah.
It's mainly. And to be fair, the single deckers that I saw are also electric. But trains, I don't know. I don't really know how they would, to be honest.
Yeah. Do you feel that, as a whole, that London's moving towards greener travel? Do you like the way that your family travel and the way that you would travel? Do you think you're doing a lot less kind of private car hire or private car use, so like using your own car to drive around London?
Yeah. I think the people are becoming a bit more aware of it.
Yeah.
I think people, especially with the laws that they've put on driving and things like that, I think people are using public transport because it's just not worth driving. And I think there probably is a more positive effect on the environment now than there was 20 years ago, of course. Do I think it's massively high on their priority list as a government? Because it is a government run.
Yeah.
It's government run. It's not government run. And I don't know. I think, especially because it's a government run company, it's managed by them, so they're going to be doing they have a list of things that they're going to want to improve and want to do, and I'm not sure how high of a priority TfL is on their list.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know because I don't live there. I'm not really involved.
Yeah.
In the political side and the publicity side of it.
Yeah.
Anymore.
Yeah. Do you ever think there's like social pressure to use certain modes of transport? Like if you're out and about, have you ever been in a situation where people have been like, we're going to do this to get here?
Not personally, to be honest. Not personally. If I go, I want to get the bus, someone goes, no, I want to get the train, it's faster. I go, no, I want to get the bus, it's more relaxed. And they go, oh, we've only got 20 minutes. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Not personally, to be honest. I think there are probably people who are uncomfortable taking modes of public transport. And people who, are uncomfortable, again, with taking underground trains because of the maybe claustrophobia of the people or trauma, I don't know.
Yeah.
So it probably definitely exists.
Yeah, but not...
It definitely exists, but I just don't think I've experienced it personally.
Yeah. Do you think that, like, when you choose to choose a mode of transport or choose a certain way to get from A to B, do you think that sustainability ever crosses your mind, or is it much more of like this is just how I'm going to do it?
What, personally?
Yeah.
That's a really good question. Probably not.
Yeah.
Admittedly, probably not. Partially to do with the fact that I'm not there.
Yeah.
And when I am, I just want to get around.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm actually educated enough to know what public transport is better for the environment. I know public transport is better than driving.
Yeah.
Don't fly, that kind of thing. Like if I'm going home, I'm not going to get on a plane from Newquay to London. Yeah. Like, not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I'm actually not educated in the fact that if I leave myself enough time to get on these electric buses, is that going to be better for the environment than for me to get on this 15-minute train rather than 45-minute
on a bus?
But
if you were aware of what mode of transport was like the most sustainable, because obviously something like walking or cycling is the most sustainable. If you were to be...
True. Forgot about walking and cycling.
Yeah.
But oh my god, cycling in London is so dangerous.
Yeah.
It's so dangerous and it's carnage.
Yeah.
And the laws now on the road are making it easier, and there's so many cycle lanes and they're really pushing it, especially like, to be fair, they are talking about taking environmental changes. They are pushing for cycling and walking, like pedestrianising, is that a word?
Yeah.
Oxford Street.
Yeah.
And things like that. Like that, I'm all for. I think I used to cycle around London all the time. Line bikes, all the time. Like if I was relatively close to home, if I was in Camden or if I was in central London, I would just get on a line bike and I would whiz home. It's so fast. It's probably cheaper than getting than the underground.
Yeah.
It is. If they'd made that more accessible and electric bikes cheaper, and made more of them and made cycling more easier and safer, that'd be so much better. Yeah. So much better. Yeah. But it is dangerous, cycling in London. And that's a peer pressure. Cyclists, drivers versus cyclists is a massive thing. Yeah. Like riding on bikes, the amount of confrontation I've been in with drivers. Yeah. Just being on an electric bike as a pedestrian, not mine, I don't own nylon, bloody hell. No, but like rather than like competitive cyclists. Yeah. Yeah.
So if cycling, or for you, if cycling was safer and a bit more affordable, do you think you would do it more frequently?
Yeah, I should probably, yes, I would. I think I should probably get a normal bike, a pedal bike rather than an electric bike, because that kind of makes more sense. I would have my own one. But then again, if you have your own bike, it could get nicked.
Yeah.
I think public bikes would be really good.
Yeah.
I think public bikes would be really good, and electric bikes too would be really good.
If you were to like have really like much more like clearer routes, like cycle routes, walking routes, a mixture. So like if you had a route where it's like you could get a bus to this point and then it would be quicker to walk from here, do you think you would be more inclined to use multiple different modes of transport to get from A to B? Or do you think you would stick with just like the one?
I think if I don't know. I guess it's how much it's all preempted, isn't it?
Yeah.
How much time you leave yourself and how much of a panic or a rush you're in. If I was like, for example, going to work,
Yeah.
and I knew the timings of it, like, and I had it all lined up, and I knew that this was safest, best for your environment, definitely just number one route that I should be taking, I would take it.
Yeah.
But I think it's so circumstantial.
Yeah.
And that's such a vague answer, but I feel like that's what it's like with public transport.
Yeah.
And life in London.
Yeah.
Is that it's so variable.
Yeah.
It's really tricky. I think if it was like a daily route to work,
Yeah.
it would be the former. But I think in a day-to-day life, especially a life like the way that I go about my day-to-day life, with the spontaneousness and
Yeah.
not planning routes, I would probably find myself more in the latter.
Yeah. Yeah. And lastly, do you think that Londoners in general kind of like, do you think they take pride in the way that they get about? Have you ever felt with friends or other Londoners kind of having those conversations about like, oh, this is how I get from
yeah.
Yeah.
Of course it is. Oh my god, yeah, for sure. Talk about identity and what lines people take. People from, West London on that Hammersmith and City line,
Yeah.
and then people from East London getting on the, what even the line is that? Piccadilly.
Yeah.
Or I could be completely wrong. If me being from North getting on the Victorian, like it's huge.
Yeah.
Huge pride in when I meet someone here who knows train stations and knows London. I have so much fun talking to them about public transport and areas of London, and it's all connected because of that tube system.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for sure, I think so.
Yeah. Nice. Well, thanks.
You're very welcome.
Thank you very much. Very useful.